Keep going, Kieren. Keep going, man. You didn't put in all this effort. Do you stop, yeah?
Approximate time that I'm keeping for summit on D-Day is 10 in the morning. So we'll adjust my start accordingly. Base camp, rough like middle, like not much faster than this.
10 बजे कोल के अराउंड से शुरू करेगा, बेस कैंप अराउंड 12 बजे पहुंचेगा, 3 बजे तक हम पूरा सेरी और टेंट का रात कर देंगे.
So mythologically, Deo Tibba is considered to be the abode of the gods. I'd gone to basically do a on-ground recce of the whole route, get a sense of how I would make the final attempt. Once I got into trail running and I shifted to Manali, it allowed me to once again dream about mountaineering, something that I had left a few years back. Friendship Peak was a peak that we had unsuccessfully attempted during our basic course. And once I was able to do that speed attempt in June 2020, naturally the next step was to start dreaming bigger. And then I started dreaming about something like Mount Deo Tibba.
The sport of trail running, the sport of mountain running, does take a huge amount of organisation and requires lots of people being in the same place at the same time. And because it's an organised sport, there's lots of effort put onto the safety of it and making sure that the event is as safe as possible.
All right. कहाँ तक आएगा? ब्रिज तक बस.
All the best, Colonel. कैसा भाई?
सही सही.
कहाँ? अक्षत वेट कर रहा है तुम्हारा.
Yo, Kieren, go for it, buddy, go for it.
I'll go with them.
Yes, come in, dining tent. hands are numb.
Do you want to dip them in hot water?
No, my feet are wet and cold. My shoes are only wet.
We'll get some relief.
I have another pair. I don't have another pair.
Tenta maybe you got into water.
Yeah, bogs, man. Like
Oh fuck.
the 3-4 bogs. Soup and water.
Some soup. Must be wet.
I have the socks I had sent from down have gone up, right?
Yeah.
To the cold.
Whatever is not here is up. Where to be distributed clothes and technical gear. Green coal and how was the psych at the start time?
All right.
How's the psych now? Socks will help, man. Change it.
Long day. You got the sat phone?
I got the sat phone.
ध्यान से रखना.
Any message over?
Kieren is about to leave in 5 max. We're heading towards pole. When will you learn to tie your laces, man? Go up.
Someday. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. See you on the way down. See you on the way down. Chalo ji. Thank you.
मिलते सर.
You're dizzy because there's a confusion. Do you want to stay alive or do you want to eat your food? Okay, do you want blood, oxygenated blood in the brain or in the gut? So there's already confusion. And now you're saying you want to walk also, by the way, right? So the muscles, right? Sounds very simple. But if you haven't experienced it, you have no idea. Second is if you're trying to run with this, you're in trouble, you're in big trouble. You can actually collapse.
Base camp here, Nitish. How you doing? Feeling better?
Hardly, man. I'm suddenly just very low on energy.
Oh. Kieren, you go, boy. That's a brilliant attempt. Superb push, man. Superb. Amazing stuff.
I got to the coal, and then it's a relatively flat walk before you sort of hit the glacier, and we navigated the crevasses and got to the base of the ice gully where I changed into my mountaineering gear.
Probably should have come with my walking sticks over here. Man, hard decisions. Whew. I've been feeling like really crappy, but this is the kind of crap I should be feeling up here. It's so fucking hot, my balls are. Man, the view is epic. How do I show you? Okay. See that? Oh man. How pretty sick view. Just above that South Camp. Running little slow, running a little late. Come on, man.
Topped out at the ice gully, and just a short walk after that is the summit camp. Sukrit was waiting for me there. He was supposed to meet me, and I was running way behind my planned time.
My role on this project was to basically fix the route for the filming crew and manage the safety and risk assessment aspects of the entire project.
Welcome, boy. How are you doing?
We had not recce'd this section, so it was all a bit of a new terrain for us. Just at the base of the last steep ice wall, I was roped up with Sukrit, and I was like, it's too steep and I won't be able to do it. So I did, take a step back at that point.
Sukrit, I'm not confident about coming back down. It'll be too dangerous for me. I'm not confident with one ice axe.
And I sort of yelled out to Sukrit that, all right, man, I'm not doing it. I think it's all right. This was an honest attempt and I can turn around.
Not that Kieren didn't have the ability to do it, but obviously he had been worn out running for hours to the summit of the peak, so he felt a little hesitant about getting onto the slope. And at this point I sort of prodded him that because we are together, we'd be able to do it safely.
If you have not got to a certain point in a certain time, and now you have to be climbing up further, effectively that's tricky. You're already exerted, you're tired. What do you imagine will happen then? It's a recipe for disaster.
While it was tense, I was still trying to just focus on, recovering from that situation. So taking a break, I took a break and, took a breather and slowed down a bit. I told myself one thing, that it doesn't matter, you can take 2 days if you have to, but you're not stopping. You're going to keep going and keep going. So I just zoned in again, stopped thinking about the crevasses or bouncing off the mountain down to the base camp. And just focused on, kicking, front pointing into the ice and moving forward. Once I was past those 2-3 steps, I was feeling comfortable again and feeling confident once again.
When he was sort of at the ends of his energy, it sort of instilled a lot of confidence in him to take on to that steep section and finally get onto the summit together.
We got to the top of this climb, and then it's this massive summit field. I remember clearly standing at this point and telling Sukrit, man, 5 steps more, just get here and we are done. Because he also, I think, was exhausted.
You're dragging each other's asses up.
were actually standing at the summit, I think that was one of the most exciting moments for both of us.
This is a very big period climb up, no? This is a cornice also.
I think it's more cornice. Never know where the cornice is at, right?
The fact that I was able to share it with Sukrit, with a friend who had been as involved in this whole and as invested in this whole project as I was probably one of the best things of the whole attempt.
Fuck, man. Thank you. Took what we had. That's Indrasan. What life, man. What life. What are you eating?
No. I'm recording it on the mic.
If you are not an influencer,
You earned it.
you have to earn it this way. You eat it, man.
No, I haven't. Like, half the job is done. I have half the job still to do.
Started moving down again because the summit was basically the halfway point, right? There's a lot more that was lying ahead. There were these big gloomy clouds coming up from the valley. Got a bit foggy, the clouds had rolled in.
Base camp coming, this is summit camp over. We are seeing whiteout from here, from our point of view. Is that the same there as well?
Can you guys go up a little bit and check, like, if you can get a view of them?
Sense नहीं बना रहा मुझे या तो 10-15 minutes दो to figure out.
Alright, keep updating us. We'll be waiting. Over and out.
Okay, don't lose contact, okay? Otherwise, we'll have to make the decision on our own.
Once it's taken, there's no point going back on it saying, from either party, that it was the right or the wrong decision. It's taken, it's done.
What do you think? We should call in the heli?
Have we had any helicopter coming for us? Okay, now that's the reality, and we pay the insurance, and yet.
In our haste to, move quick by reducing weight, Sukrit left his bag at the base of the ice wall, and I left my bag at the base of the ice wall, and that also ended up meaning that we left the only walkie that we were carrying.
Kieren does not have the sat phone. He left the sat phone here. I was telling him to take the sat phone up, but he's left the sat phone here. We've been trying that for a long time now, but कुछ response नहीं है उस पर. Over.
Anything can happen on the mountain, especially in a place like the Himalayas that are they're so high, and they can very quickly turn very dangerous, even if you're the most experienced mountaineer in the world.
Prashant, base to summit.
We have seen the sight of someone just about ourselves, like just past our record.
Must be Kieren.
Yeah, that's Kieren. He's ahead of Suki and Karthik, so had a direct communication with those guys. All's good. You guys head back, and I think time to wrap up. And how much time do you want to leave? 15 minutes. And then pack and leave. I am leaving with Kieren Adi to keep him company till finish line. Don't record, man. Let's just sit around.
So I think I took like about a 30-minute break at base camp. Nitish was there. I said bye to him. Kshitij, he decided to give me company to the finish line, and I was pretty glad to have the company because I was exhausted.
Watch it.
We both ran the last 15k together, navigated the same route through Tenta and Seri.
Stay safe, huh? ध्यान से जाना दोनों.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. आएगा.
Left upar. Thanks a ton, Akshat.
That's what for, man. You're the boss. You're the man. See you in Manali.
In my head, I thought we were running very well and very fast, and the whole time I was very excited about the fact that I could make it in less than 18 hours. Unfortunately, the team at the start line was completely disconnected with everyone else on the mountain, and there was no communication with them at all.
Kieren, come in. Kieren, come in. Kieren, come in.
Good to see you, Colonel.
कैमरा से हाथ निकाल. कैसा है?
बढ़िया. डर गए थे थोड़ा.
Doing that climbing over such a relatively short distance, I think is incredibly special, and there cannot be many places in the world where you're able to climb so much so quickly.
I don't remember what time I started.
370.
So I eventually made it in, I think, 19 hours and 38 minutes.